Yusuf Gabara mentioned that one of the problems that were encountered before is the so-called brain drain. And it was actually recognized as early as 1970s, wherein most of our skilled professionals are moving to other countries for greener pasture and for more economic benefits. However, in the case of some scientists, they actually go to other places not only because of economic consideration, but also because they want to practice their profession and be able to become more productive. And that's the situation that was being addressed in the 1970s. At present, based on the UNESCO benchmark of 380 researchers per million population, we only have 270 R&D experts per million population. So medyo malayo pa po tayo. And this particular program was developed to address that particular problem. And one of the solutions that was put up by the government is the Balik Scientist Program. Because we know that the best minds are actually not actually present in other places because they were trained, properly trained, and provided the proper support. Maybe I can just have the next slide. Now, the Balik Scientist Program is actually developed to strengthen the scientific and technological human resources of the academic, public, and private institutions, including locally registered enterprises, in order to promote knowledge sharing and accelerate the flow of new technologies in the country. You might have noticed that it has emphasized that including locally registered enterprises. So we are hoping that we will be able to develop not only the technology, but at the same time utilize it in order to have some economic benefits in the future. This is the timeline of the Balik Scientist Program. You might have noticed that it was established through a Presidential Decree 819 on October 25, 1975. If you are going to look at the time, that's martial law. And basically, a presidential decree is considered as a law during the time. It's not by legislation. So, I'm having a problem with this thing. Can you go back to the previous slide? And then that particular program was extended by letter of instruction 1044 up to 1986. And if you will note, there's actually a hibernation in the program from the 1986 to 1993. It was reinstituted as DOST implemented program on October 25, 1993. And then it was revitalized in 2007. 1993 is during the time of President Ramos. And then 2007 during the time of President Macapagal. Wherein Secretary Alabastro revitalized the program by having the IRR, and that particular period started the influx of the Balik scientists. So you will be able to see the large number of Balik scientists coming during the period. And then in 2013, the implementation was devolved to the sectoral councils, depending on areas of concern. And one of the best development that we have now is in 2018 or last year, the Balik Scientist Act was signed into law on June 15, 2018 by President Duterte. And 2019 is actually the first year of implementation under the Act, wherein there's a significant improvement in terms of entitlements and in terms of the benefits that can be given to the Balik scientists and at the same time to the host institution. At the same time, appropriate resources were provided, so we are hoping that the program will be more vigorous, and at the same time, we will be able to implement bigger programs. I just would like to call your attention regarding the declaration of policy in the law, and you can read it with me. The declaration says, the state recognizes the utilization of the expertise of science, technology, or innovation experts of Filipino descent is a vital component of the nation's political, economic, and social development efforts. Hence, it is hereby declared the policy of the state to support the participation of science, technology or innovation experts of Filipino descent in research and development initiatives for the country. So it's very clear and it's a very strong statement recognizing the contribution of the Balik scientists in the development of not only of R&D but also in the economy of the country. At this point, I would like to acknowledge the principal authors and co-authors of the law, led by former Senator Bam Aquino in the Senate and Congressman Aumentado in the lower house, and also with the support of Senator Binay, and also in the lower house, Congressman Divine Yu, and also Congressman Yul Servo. The Balik Scientist Program is being implemented under this particular structure. It is actually under the leadership of the Secretary and also with Undersecretary Ebora. And the main function of implementing the program were given to the Council, depending on the areas of concern. So you have for agriculture, aquatic, and natural resources, it is under PCAARRD. If it's about industry, energy, and emerging technology, it's being handled by PCAARRD. And for health, it's being handled by PCAARRD. So it's quite common that one Balik scientist might be monitored by different councils depending on the projects being implemented, because some of the concerns are actually cross-cutting. Now let us look at the trends in ESP engagement. This is the number of Balik scientists being monitored by the different councils starting 2013 to 2019. And you will see that there's an increase in terms of numbers in 2019, simply because of the implementation of the law and the appropriate funds are already provided. So we are hoping that the trend will be continuously increasing. The marching order of Undersecretary Ebora to the Council is you have to multiply the number of Balik scientists per year by 50%, increased by 50%. This is the distribution of our Balik scientists by region from 2013 to 2019. And you would note that the most number of Balik scientists served in NCR with 120. This is followed by, I believe, Region 12. Region 10, with 12. However, we have noted that no Balik scientist was assigned yet in Region 5. And then, 4A16 for the second one, second one. And then also in BARM, the former IRMM. And we are hoping that Balik scientists will be able to be assigned in those areas in the near future. So, another instruction that we had from the Secretary is as much as possible, we should be able to help the research institution in Visayas and Mindanao. And it should not be concentrated only in Luzon. Now let's look at the distribution of Balik scientists by origin. Again, most of our Balik scientists are coming from North America. It's basically US and Canada. And then it is followed by Asia, accounting for 15.5%. And then Europe, Australia, and then Africa. This is the Balik Scientist Engagement for 2019. The data is up as of October 2019, so probably it's slightly higher now. We have a total of 53 Balik Scientists. For short term, 12 being monitored by PCAARRD, 12 for PCAARRD 14, and a total of 38. For the medium term, PCAARRD is monitoring 7 Balik Scientists. PCAARRD is monitoring 4 with a total of 11. And we are very happy to announce to you that we have long-term Balik scientists who will be helping us in developing our programs and at the same time nurturing our students. We have 4, 3 of which is being handled by PCAARRD and 1 by PCAARRD. So the total is 53. And we are very positive that it's going to further increase because of the much better provision of the law. Now, let's take a look at the different technologies and projects assisted by the Balik scientists. There's a total of 75 technologies introduced or projects that were assisted by our Balik scientists in various fields. These are just some of the examples. Actually, if you are going to look at the different trainings and workshops and the projects that they have implemented, if you are going to enumerate the fields, it will be more numerous. For PCAARRD, we have marine research and acidification, the harmful algal blooms and plastics, a drought and crop assessment and forecasting, and also with engineered bamboo. For PCAARRD, the different technologies or projects assisted are towards zero waste valorization of coal fly ash, geographic information system, Philippine Navy tactical link concept development, CubeSat development, rocket system development. And for PCAARRD, cardiometric bioactive from plants, magnetoplasmonic Raman enhancement, predictive modeling strategies involving cardiovascular diseases and diabetes. One of the important contributions of the Balik scientists is actually in the establishment of laboratories and assisting in further development of existing setup. In the case of PCAARRD, we have the metallomics and inorganic biogeochemistry facility for research and development, which is in UPMSI. The sweet potato clean planting material production protocol is actually started much earlier in Tarlac Agricultural University. Embryo Transfer Laboratory, this is for goat, of Isabela State University, and the Geographic Information Systems Lab. For PCAARRD, they have the establishment of Intelligence Systems Laboratory at MSU IIT, Verde Island Passage Center for Oceanographic Research and Aquatic Life Sciences, or the BIP Corals, and Likha Fabrication Laboratory. I believe this is in Batangas State University. Laboratory of Computation, Functional Materials, Nanoscience, and Nanotechnology, and Theoretical Astrophysics Laboratory under the DOST-funded NICER Center for Astronomy Research and Development, Astronomical Near-Earth Observation, Light Pollution. For PCAARRD, they have Animal Surgical Laboratory for medium to large size animals in UP Diliman as part of the network of National Institutes of Health Animal Labs. The Center for Informatics at the University of San Agustin, and the Tuklas Lunas Development Center at Cagayan State University. Again, the important contribution of Balik scientists is in terms of trainings and seminars. And in 2019, there are a total of 144 trainings conducted. Most of the trainings are conducted by PCAARRD. They have 86, followed by PCAARRD 33, and PCAARRD 25. And the different areas of concern are, for example, in agriculture and aquatic resources, it involves DNA barcoding, species distribution modeling, forest biomass and carbon assessment, GIS, and environmental microbiology. On the other hand, in the area of industry, energy, and emerging technology, which is monitored by PCAARRD, it is the extraction of critical and strategic elements, resource extraction, light-emitting diodes, energy-related GIS. And for health, under PCAARRD, stress management. Ito siguro yung kailangan natin atendan lahat. Be able to manage the stress. The other one is biology, stem cells, cancer, and programmed cell death, and this is modeling. Good laboratory practice, mammalian cell culture, basic practices and principles, and protocol review and inspection. Now, another important contribution of the Balik scientists is to serve as advisor or mentors of our students. And based on this particular data, there's a total of 33 students who are advised or mentored by Balik scientists. Under either MS or PhD, under the program under PCAARRD, there are 5 MS, 7 for PCAARRD, and 5 for PCAARRD. For PhD, there are 2 for in PCAARRD, 3 for PCAARRD, and 11 for PCAARRD. So the total is, there's something wrong with the, something wrong with the slides. We have to go to with the basic arithmetic. Anyway, I just would like to emphasize that that is one of the things that we would like to pursue. That we will be able to encourage more long-term Balik scientists and be able to mentor a lot of students, either as thesis advisors or even on short-term research. This is just an example of long-term Balik scientists as graduate student advisor. Now, we also have new institutions assisted, and this is shown in this slide. A total of 9 new host institutions has been assisted, 6 from Luzon, 1 from Visayas, and 2 from Mindanao. And let me enumerate those. One is the Solvo Inspectis, the Rizal Technological University, Hukbong Dagat ng Pilipinas, or the Philippine Navy, Cebu Normal University, and Bulacan State University. The Fertilizer and Pesticide Authority, Mindanao State University, General Santos City Campus, Surigao del Sur State University, and the Ilocos Sur Polytechnic State College. So we are hoping that other host institutions will be able to join the program. And I hope that we will also be able to get host institutions in areas that are not yet served. The one that was mentioned before was BARN. The other one was Region 5 and several other places in Mindanao. So what are the different initiatives, future initiatives? This is the target that we set for 20 to 2022, and you will note that there's an increase of 50% of the target. For 2020, PCAARRD is targeting 30, PCAARRD 41, PCAARRD 30, a total of 101. And then there's a continuous increase from 2021 to 2022. It is quite easy now to handle this because resources is available as provided by the law, and at the same time, we are very happy to announce that the DBM has finally approved the plantilla position for our Balik Scientist Act. So in that case, we will be able to implement the program with a better efficiency with the help of our other members of the council. And we are also hoping that we will be able to put up programs that basically integrate the results of the work of our Balik scientists with our regular R&D. Undersecretary Ebora has mentioned that we have a new system for monitoring, and we are hoping that we will be able to harmonize the process both for the Balik Scientist Program and also our R&D, so that their output will be able to be an input in the development of our R&D program. Again, I would like to thank all of you because all these outputs would not be possible without your help. And I'm hoping that you will also be able to join us in the future work we are going to do in the program. Nabanggit po kanina ni Yusik Ebora, ito po ay Balik Puso, Balik Pilipinas, Balik Puso, Balik Pilipinas. At bagamat mayroong mas malaking entitlement ang Balik Scientist Program, ang isang malaking bahagi po actually nito kahit pa po ay volunteerism pa rin. Sapagkat kung wala po ang puso natin sa pagtulong para sa bansa, kahit ano po ang laki ng entitlement, hindi pa rin tayo pupunta. And yan po ang isang pasasalamat na gusto namin ibigay sa inyong lahat. Because without your help and the volunteerism to be part of Balik Scientist Program, we will not be able to attain the objective of the program. Again, magandang umaga pong muli at maraming salamat.